Yeah.
What?
So it says here, Terence and Beth, I have a questions. Is the in-laws a foreigner obligation? Dan.
Is the in-law,
Yeah.
so mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law.
This reminds me of Alpha's problem that everybody loves to give him advice on about his mother-in-law who talks too much.
Yeah. I think, you know, in my part, I think it's just a matter of, what you call that? If you wanted to, if you love your wife, you know, you also love the obligation, correct?
It seems to me that if you don't take on the family to some extent,
Yeah.
then you're missing out on what is an extended family. Honey, I can't get any further back and you keep going further back.
Yeah, no, so the question, your question is the in-laws obligation? Is your obligation, you know, when you marry, when you into a relationship of your Filipina, you know, you know that they're having some request, having some demand from the family, you know, so it's
Well,
look at this way.
if you don't know that, then you haven't done very much research.
Yeah, and
That's what it amounts, because I can't imagine, especially right now, with your mom suffering a little bit with her hand, and it was obvious for me that we should take her down to the hospital. And if she goes down to the hospital, most of the time, if you have met and married or certainly become partners with a Filipina, they're going to have family. And what will you do? Will you say, well, I'll take them to the hospital, but I'm damned if I'm going to pay?
And you know, you look at this way. If you help your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your in-laws, you know, you make your wife happy, right? So there's a saying, when your wife, when happy wife, happy life, correct?
And I would say that's true.
You know, so the question is the in-laws, your brother-in-law, sister-in-laws is an obligation, you know, but you need to have also the boundary, right? So where is the one, because you don't want them to be the cause of being lazy. You know, I'm just asking on you. You need also to set a boundary that, look, I can help you on this, I can help you on that, you know, but because remember, they're always saying that if you just always give and give and give, later on
They'll expect that.
yeah, they'll expect that. So
the wisest move would be to find a prospective wife who only has one brother.
but you know, I think the other thing,
Or
it's not
one
about
sister.
that, darling. I think it's just about that you need to have you need to look at this way, that if you married a Filipina, there is a lot of extended family, but you need also to set a boundary on it, on where is the time to stop, because sometimes helping and always been helping, sometimes you didn't help at all. In if you look at in the long term, correct?
Well, you may have built up an expectation
Yeah.
on their part, so that now it's not a privilege, it's a right. They have the
Yeah.
right to come to you and ask for money. And we have that where people are coming and they think that we can pay, and a lot of the time, if you've been generous, what may happen is that you may be trying to prove the impossible. If you're a foreigner, we're assuming that you're a foreigner, so if you're a foreigner and every time that they've asked in the beginning you have said yes, then you may have built up an expectation where they think you're always going to say yes, and then following that becomes you're expected to say
Right.
yes.
You know, but at the same at the end of the day, sir, what makes your wife happy? Everybody's happy, correct? You know, so thank you for your comment, thank you for your letter,
Yeah, question.
and you know, your questions, and I hope we able to answer it. I'm sure there are somebody there in the comment sections will gonna comment about it, you know. So before finishing the video, like, comment, and subscribe.